Hey guys, this is Price the Producer with GlobalAudioTools.com. I also have my beats available at PriceTheProducer.com. Thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to go on down, check my content out, and show some support. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Global Audio Tools. And again, thank you guys. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to bring you guys a tutorial on how to utilize an EQ, and I'm actually going to break it down and tell you the purpose of it. And for this specific video, I'm probably going to demonstrate using a piano and an EQ live in action, so that way you guys get the proper understanding of how to actually apply an EQ to the proper application. So you could use an EQ on vocals, snare drums, a kick drum, basically on anything that you want, but you just have to know what you're doing within the EQ itself. So for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to use the stock Pro Tools plugin, the EQ One Band. As you can see right here, it's a simple EQ. It was easy to learn on for me, so I'm going to go ahead and just keep it that way, and I'm going to demonstrate the types right here. I'm going to break down the types rather for you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on into that. So as you can see right here, the form changed, and we have a high pass. The high pass filter cuts out lows and allows the high ends to come through. That's all that this does. The high pass filter cuts out the lows and allows the high ends to come through. On to the next. As you can see, this is going to be a notch. Again, the form changes. Now, a notch is basically used to remove problem frequencies. Some mics may pick up too much low end on an acoustic. Some mics may pick up too much high end on a vocal. Things of that nature, problem frequencies, hums, noises, buzzing, etc. A notch is going to be used to take those out. So for example, if you're utilizing maybe a USB microphone and there's a lot of either background noise or humming, you may want to go ahead and throw a notch on there. So as you can see right here, high shelf, what a high shelf is basically a high shelf does is it boosts or cut any frequencies that are above it. And that's all that it does. A high shelf boosts or cuts any frequencies that are above it. As you can see right here, a low shelf. A low shelf basically is whatever frequency you choose will get boosted, and anything below the pointed will be boosted as well. I've seen these used basically on 808s, and where you want a good bassy sound, I use people throw that on there as well to bring out the bass, or to give it a lot more low end. This one we have a peak. A peak is basically a general boost is what it is, really, to be straightforward. You can boost or cut whatever you want, meaning you can peak it up and boost it, or you can actually take it down and take away some. So either way. And the last one is a low pass. Basically, the low pass filter cuts out the high ends and allows the lows to come through. It was the opposite of a high pass. So a low pass cuts out the high ends and allows the lows to come through. A high pass cuts out the lows and allows the highs to come through. Now that's basically the general elements of an actual EQ, and that's pretty much the, in a nutshell, what an EQ is and what it does. I mean, those are the functionalities that it has. Some get more advanced and technical, but again, for the sake of the beginning and this demonstration, we're going to go to keep it simple, utilizing this one. Now, a lot of people are familiar with FL Studio 12 and the stock EQ plugin that comes within there. So what I want to go ahead and do is jump on over to FL Studio, and then I'm going to go ahead and load up Nexus. I have it loaded up and have just a piano, preset selected. What I want to go ahead and do is go to the single files. These are available at GlobalAudioTools.com. And then what I want to do is actually pick a nice sounding, basically a nice sounding chord, or some sort of melody to work with, just for the sake of this demonstration. So let's go ahead and get on into that. Single files. And again, these are available at GlobalAudioTools.com. I believe they're about $1 each. Okay, perfect. So that's going to work. Now, what I like, I love the way that sounds. What I want to do is go ahead and remove some low end, because I feel like the lower end frequencies are going to be clashing with my subs. So in order to do that, and again, like I stated at the beginning of the video, every application is going to be different on how you utilize an EQ. Meaning you may put on a vocal, you may put on a snare drum, you may put it on a kick, you may put it on a hi-hat. In this instance, I'm using it on a piano. So let's go ahead and pull up that EQ. It's going to be the FL Parametric, or the free Parametric EQ2. I like this EQ a lot. You can actually see the live information of basically the frequencies live right here as the instrument plays out. I probably could have selected a better loop to use within there with some more low end. Let's see if I can just run through a few and get a better one. Okay, let's go ahead and use that one. I didn't want to spend too much time actually trying to pick one out. So I'm going to go ahead, and what I want to do is cut out some of the lower frequencies like I stated, and they might be clashing with my 808 or my sub. So what I want to do is remove some of the low end, and I'm doing that for this piano. Typically, you may want to go ahead and do that for a piano that you're utilizing, just to clear up that space, just to have that space ready for, again, your 808s, your subs, kicks, or whatever it may be. So what I went ahead and did was I hovered over this area of the lower frequency range of the spectrum, and I basically clicked it and pulled it down. Now it doesn't look like anything happened. However, if I were to pull it down, you can actually see it. It cuts it. Now if I pull it back up, I want to show you the difference. So as you can see, it basically sharpens the the cutoff point, so to speak. Now with that being done, that's the way I would like to use my EQs. That's the way I would like to cut out a frequency of such, and that's how I'm going to do it in this specific situation for this piano. So what I'm going to do is bring it back. I'm going to go ahead and listen to it and cut out the frequencies that I don't need. So right around there is probably where I'll keep it. I may move it maybe a few decibels over this way, a few points. As you can actually see live right here, the majority of it's in the mids, but you do have some of the lows right here. So basically what I did was, for this specific application, I cleared up anything below this point, so that way my 808s or subs can sit better within these mixes. So that's pretty much the understanding or the general rundown of an EQ. So for example, if I play it back, let's say in this area right here, I want to take out some of that high end. As you can see right here, I'm creating sort of a peak or a notch, so to speak. And I'm gonna go ahead and just remove what I don't like. Now, very subtle changes, and basically it is in these subtleties. A good mix would be within the subtleties. Majority of the time I wouldn't even need an EQ unless I'm doing this specific application. Let's say if I do pull up an instrument or a pad and it has too much low end, then this is exactly how I would utilize it. That's exactly how basically I would cut out all that low end that I don't need to utilize that pad properly in that mix. And that's basically how you're going to want to do it. And again, let's say if this was a vocal, then you're going to want to go ahead and actually, cut out the frequencies that you don't need. That's basically where you're going to want to start. You're going to want to start clearing up and cleaning up the actual audio. by getting rid of what you do not need. That's a good place to start. After that, it's pretty much home free. You know, you don't want to add too much. You don't want to throw loads of effects on there simply because you can't make a bad recording good with effects. It just doesn't work that way. The signal, the audio needs to be good when you lay it down. When it goes in, it already needs to be good and solid, and then you can take it from there. I mean, I hope that clears up, you know, some things or aspects of an EQ and what it does, how to use it. If you guys have any questions, if I left out on anything, feel free to comment below. I will go ahead and get back to you. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you all. You have a great day.